So, what is the difference between a Morrisons curry and a restaurant curry? Well, today I'm going to find out because I'm going to be trying both to see who's best. So let's start off first with the Morrisons curry. So I've said it before, but I think Morrisons is probably the best supermarket cafe, even though I've had a pretty questionable roast dinner in there recently. But their full English breakfast and fish and chips are great. In fact, I think they're better than some that you can get in restaurants. So I want to see if their chicken tikka masala curry can compete with an Indian restaurant. Let's head in. So this is the Morrisons cafe menu that you've probably seen many times before. You've got the breakfast on the left, mains in the middle and desserts on the right. The one I'm going for today is the chicken tikka masala main meal right there. So let's grab our tray and get ordering. I'm going to get a pot of tea with my meal, which you get to make yourself. I think it's a bit of a lottery as to whether you get one that serves fresh milk with their tea and coffee, as the one that I went to recently did. But most that I've experienced don't. Right, so here it is, the Morrisons chicken tikka masala meal, and for the price, I think it looks pretty decent. Let's dig in. I'm going to start off with the rice. It's a light yellow colour, smells pretty nice, and you get an okay portion of it. Let's try it out and see what it's like. Not bad. There's a nice fragrance to the rice, and when you bite into it, it's soft. It all does seem to be stuck together though, and you need to play around with it with your fork to loosen it up. But a decent rice. Let's move on to the masala. I like the orangey brown colour of it. It's a really thick texture though, and it doesn't seem to run at all. It just stays on your fork as a big clump of it. Let's try it out. Interesting. The texture is a bit unusual. It's kind of like a foamy texture, where it's light and bubbly, so it's not much of a sauce, but more of a curry foam you're getting here. The taste, it's okay. Next up, we've got the naan bread. It's a mini one you get in this meal, and looks like the standard shape of the ones you can buy in packs in their stores. Let's see how it tastes. Not my favourite. It feels a bit hard and stale. You get a slight bready flavour to it, with some black sesame seeds in there too. It's probably been microwaved, but even so, I've bought naan breads from supermarkets before and microwaved them, and they've been soft and warm. Let's try a bit of the curry with the rice and do an early combo bite. So I've got the foamy curry with the okay rice. Let's try it. Let's move on to the chicken. You get about 5 pieces in the meal. They're a decent size too, so not just small little pieces. They're coated in the curry. Let's see how it tastes. Pretty good actually. The chicken is soft and quite succulent. It's not dry at all. You get a decent chicken flavour and it mixes well with the curry sauce. Right, I think it's time for some combo bites. I'm going to start off the first one with the chicken, the fragrant rice and the curry sauce. Can the decent chicken save this bite of food? Let's find out. It's not bad. Next up, let's try out the same bite but with a bit of naan bread thrown into the mix. So I've got everything picked up in a bit of naan bread and it actually looks pretty good. Let's give it a try. Decent. I have to say, I'm a little disappointed in this meal. I know it's probably been microwaved, but I've had microwave curry meals before and they've been better than this, especially the sauce and naan bread. Those were the areas it was lacking the most. I think if they could be improved, then it would actually be a good meal. Am I gonna have to reconsider my opinion that Morrisons Cafe is the best one? I'm gonna have to try out a few more meals to find out. So that was an okay meal in there. The chicken was actually decent. So the total cost of that meal was £7.99. Let's move on next to the restaurant curry. So the Indian restaurant I'm going to is called Tamatanga. Located in the centre of Leeds, I think it only opened recently, maybe in the last year or two. It's got good reviews on Google and TripAdvisor. Let's head in and check it out. They have a pretty big menu with a lot of dishes on offer, but they do a daytime deal for just £12, which I think I'm going to go for. So with the deal, you get to choose a drink and a main, which comes with either rice or naan. I'm going to go for the chicken tikka masala with rice and add a naan bread to make it the same as Morrisons. Right, so here is the meal I ordered. And how great does this look? I can't wait to try it all out. Let's dig in. I'm going to start off with the rice. You get a decent portion of it. It's presented in a dome shape with some crispy onions on top. There's only a light yellow colour to it. Let's taste it. Very nice. The rice is soft as you bite into it. You get a great fragrance from it too. You can taste the spices that are in there. The onions are a good addition as they add a bit of sweetness, crunch and chew to the bite. I like it. One of the interesting things you get with this meal though is salad on the side. I've not had many curries served with a salad on the side before, but there's a first for everything. Let's try out the salad. Decent. The veg add a bit of freshness and the dressing on there is subtle, but combines it all together. Let's move on to the curry. It comes in a fancy looking bowl and I think the presentation of food helps with the enjoyment of it because the better it looks, the more you want to eat it. With that said, let's see how it tastes. Delicious. You get the flavour of the spices in there straight away. There's a really rich creaminess to it as well. There's a bit of a kick too. It's a bit spicy, but not too much that it overpowers the flavours. It's really, really nice. Let's move on to the naan bread. This is the extra side I ordered to the meal deal. You get 2 in a portion and there's a choice of flavours too, such as garlic, plain and coriander to name a few. I went for the plain. It looks fantastic, let's try it. Amazing. This naan is a lot different to others that I've had. It's lighter. The edges are crisp, the inside is soft and fluffy, and I think there's a butter on top too, so you get a bit of that extra creamy flavour. One of the best naans I've had in a while. I can't go any further without trying a bit of curry with the rice. So let's scoop up some of that curry and then go straight into the rice with it. This is going to be an amazing bite of food. I can already tell without eating it, but let's do it anyway. Delicious. Right, I think it's time to try out the chicken. You get absolutely huge pieces of it, as you can see. It's covered in that great curry sauce. My mouth is watering just looking at it, and I can't wait to try it, so let's do it. Incredible. You get the flavours of the spices from the curry as you bite into it, which is delicious. Every bite needs to have some of that curry sauce on it. The chicken is soft and perfectly cooked. You get great chicken flavour and it just goes so well with the sauce. I'm really enjoying this one. It's time for some combo bites. The first one I have to do is get some of that lovely chicken with the curry and mix it into the rice. There's only one thing left to do now that we've got it onto the fork, and that's eat it. Amazing. I can't believe I haven't done this yet, but I need to dip some of that great naan bread into the curry and soak up those lovely flavours. Now let's have a bite of this. Delicious. The naan bread here is really nice and a must get item as far as I'm concerned. It's just so good. I've combined it with a bit of the chicken and the curry. Let's see if it beats the last combo bite. It does indeed. And this one has to be the ultimate bite out of all of them. I've got the naan bread with the curry and the chicken with some rice on top. Incredible. And just for fun, let's try it out with a bit of salad. Not sure if anybody's ever done this before, but I'm gonna do it. Let's see if it works. Not quite in my opinion. So this was one of the best curries I've had for a very long time. I really enjoyed it. Every item of the meal was delicious. Mixing everything together is the way to go. The curry sauce needs to be on every bite you take, and I for sure held up to my word on that one, as the combo bites I made were amazing. What an amazing curry that was. The naan bread in particular was delicious. So the total cost of that meal was £16.25. So what was the difference between the two? Well, the second place was a lot better. The naan bread was so much more tasty. You could tell it was freshly made. The curry had so much more depth and flavour in there. The chicken had bigger pieces as well, and the rice was more fragrant. So which one did you prefer? Comment down below. For me, it's a pretty easy decision. The Indian restaurant version takes it. Okay, if you like this video, click on the thumbs up icon below and click on subscribe to come along for the next food journey, and I'll see you on the next one.